Hey team, just going to do a quick demo of the Saphira platform as a follow-up to my meeting with Nick today. So for some context, what we talked about was requirements management, test management, traceability, and the ability to link certain requirements to different regulatory standards and certifications. And so a lot of our discussion was around how the current management standard is using Jira and using spreadsheets. So I'll kind of show what it looks like to import data into our platform and then some of the various components of our platform where we think this can help you guys out. So here I've just created generic requirements around a robot, massage robot. So these are requirements pertaining to safety, pertaining to maintenance, pertaining to batteries, etc. And so this kind of gives us a general input that we can then import into our platform. And just to show how easy it is, we'll download this as a CSV, and then we'll go over to our platform, import requirements. We offer many different ways to import requirements. So we'll import this spreadsheet here, and what we can do is we can link the data that you guys have to our data model, which will then give you out of the box a bunch of different functionality, as I'll show here in a second. And we click submit, and now all your data is imported. So a few things to note here. Based on the parents that your requirements are linked to, you actually get a trace graph of all your requirements. So this now gives you a system and subsystem level view of what your requirements look like. So we can see here for safety, we now have these 7 requirements defined for safety. We can click on one of these requirements and see the version history, who the owner is, why this requirement was created, when it was last updated. One interesting point to note is that requirements can have test plans created for them. So we'll see here, this is a test plan for a robust safety mechanism with emergency stop functionality. So we can actually add a test plan here and call it safety checks. We can type whatever we want. So let's say safety check 1. This can be whatever you want. This is plain text. We can save it here, and we'll now see that this appears as one of the tests. And so tests are able to be marked as unvalidated or validated. And actually via API, we can have this requirement now linked into your software tests as well. So I've set up a simple script here that actually tests the maximum heat of this robot. I've linked this to the project via the project ID and the actual requirement ID here. And so now I'm just running like a random uniform test. This will either pass or fail based on this. But the key is when I run this test, this value for massref 0002 will actually be updated. And we'll get to see here the actual code linked to this test. So now this kind of solves the problem of not just traceability, but seeing why something is marked as passing or failing amongst your requirements. This way you don't need to go through Jira tickets, marking, leaving comments, closing tickets out. You can actually just see the code that was linked to the test passing or the test failure just by using our API here with get parameter and then with update test status. Another thing I'll show is a context store. Right now I've uploaded an ISO standard related to the 1308 standard for personal robot safety. And so when we click linked requirements, we'll actually see that there's no requirements linked here to this. But we can actually take all of the safety related requirements and add to them here a norm. And so this norm is the safety norm for a personal robot. And so we can see that if we link massref 0001 and massref 0003 to this norm here, now when we go to our safety norms or to our context store, we can actually see that we see all the requirements linked to this norm, and we're able to export a report that actually contains all of these norms, their values, their descriptions, etc., allowing you to kind of better close the loop on your safety and certification reporting and your outputs here. So I will leave it at that. Happy to answer any more questions offline, but this is meant to give a basic overview of our requirements management, our test management, our context store ability to link to norms, and then our reporting functionality.